Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 2 of Purely Vanilla. I'm Tri, and I'm joined by Pixelcraft. And today we're just going to be talking about what we've been doing and more about modding and data packs and more stuff kind of like that's been happening in Minecraft for the last 2 weeks. So, what have you been up to, Pix?
Well, first of all, we would normally go over the update notes, etc., but there haven't been any updates this week because of the fantastic 1.21 update last week, which we discussed in last week's podcast. But in terms of what I'm doing at the moment is I haven't managed to play too much Minecraft. I've been on Hypixel quite a bit looking at the housing, and there's a set of houses called Slime Parkour or Slime Core, and they're really fun because, well, kind of says it in the name, slime. So bouncing from place to place. So I enjoy that more than normal parkours, and that was quite fun to do. But other than that, I have been working on something, and that is a resource pack. I haven't got too far with it, but I have managed to change the title of Minecraft to Pixelcraft 10, and underneath it, instead of saying Java Edition, it says Daisy's Edition, which was a whole other story, if you ask me. And the splash text has also been modified to 5 different splashes. I'm going to add some more in the future as time goes on. Might even add one relating to the podcast, you never know. But when it comes to in-game stuff, I really haven't done much, but I'm working on honey at the moment, which is fairly interesting. I've only done the honey bottle so far, but I've made it slightly larger and changed the bottle shape so it's, fits the honey a bit more and is slightly translucent. So that means you can see through it, but not see through it. And then before that, I was working on slime and slime blocks, which was really interesting to look at because of the way slimes and slime blocks are made. I first got out the slime ball, and that was one of the first things I did. Got that looking a bit better than the normal vanilla one, in my opinion. And then I started working on the slime block using the same colours as the slime ball, but giving it that translucence as well, so it looked like a normal slime block, but didn't. And then I looked at the slime block a bit more and decided I could do something really cool with this. So instead of having it fully translucent, around the edges I had a much darker opaque green that sort of crept into the middle. And it's sort of to simulate that the edges of the block have dried up a bit and is slowly making its way to the middle, but the middle is still translucent, which I find kind of cool. Some people might not like it, but it's only my resource pack after all, and I'm only the one who has to see it. There you go. That's what I've been looking at and doing.
That's interesting how you've been. Before I kind of jump into what I've been doing, can you kind of dive into what you're going to do with it?
Well, it's sort of keeping the vanilla feel, but changing it quite drastically. So, as I said with the honey, the bottle, I've changed that shape, but I think I'm going to change the normal bottle to a different shape to the honey bottle just to give it a bit more variation. And in the future, I can see myself doing most of it, most of the game, but the bits I'm not looking forward to are wood, because that is classic and very difficult to get right, as well as grass, because you've got to make it so the tops line up perfectly to create this seamless rolling hill or plains biome, and that is really difficult to do, but I'm looking forward to it, but I'm not at the same time. But it's also enjoyable.
Yeah, so that's just a small passion project that you've been working on for the past week now. Nice. So what I've been doing I haven't really been doing much Minecraft. I've been doing more real life stuff. But what I have been doing is waiting kind of patiently for the create mod to update to 21, because then I can do all the great stuff with like the the wind charges and like other stuff that create has with a lot of the engineering stuff that I really love into, which Minecraft usually doesn't have. But with create, you can have a whole bunch of different farms for a whole bunch of different purposes and getting a whole bunch of different items, which which I have done a little bit on my YouTube, but I haven't really done much yet.
When it comes to YouTube at the moment, I've got this feeling that I will return to my main channel soon. I just haven't had much time recently because of real life stuff and just taking a break from it because I needed it. With the resource pack that I'm doing, I feel like that's going to push me towards that and do a bit more YouTube. So that's kind of exciting. I'll,
Yeah, that would be really nice. I would like to see it in the future
yeah.
once you have it at least kind of completed.
When I get to the stages of, okay, this is presentable to most people, I'll go and put it up on CurseForge. What I'm trying to do is a set of blocks or family of items each day. So today I started on honey. Sorry, and yesterday and the day before I was doing the slime. And I also did a cookie, which was my first test thing. So I've made that a perfect circle and just a tiny bit nicer looking. So yeah. Now, I'd say that perfectly leads us on to our topic of today. So, you've been talking about the Create mod, I've been talking about texture packs. Let's have a look at modding the game. Over to you.
So mods, I have actually kind of wanted to mod Minecraft for a while. I haven't really gone into it very much because I've been focused on a lot of other different things too. But I should probably start modding the game, especially with modding different types of biomes and different types of tree types, which would be really nice for more. It's really nice that Mojang added more wood types like cherry and mangrove. But I love the different variations that you can get with different woods and having different colors with it, which I've started doing it, but I'll have to look more into modding the game.
One time, I decided to go and look at modding, got to the first video, and went, yeah, no, I've got some other stuff to do because it looked really, really difficult. So I just kind of stuck with a few data packs and making those. So yeah, it would be interesting to look at modding, but if you can look at that and go through it and make some sort of a mod, whether that's new biomes or something, or just a new type of wood that you can't get in survival, I'd love to see it. I'd love to see it.
Yeah, I would. Whenever I do that, I will probably show on my YouTube,
Yes, that would be
which
interesting to
it'll
watch.
it'll definitely be at least a few months from now.
Nice. Well, keep us updated on what you're doing, where you're going with it, and what direction this mod could end up going in. As I said, in the past I've made a few data packs, and that came from the idea of doing something similar to Grian's Third Life series. So I looked at trying to do the hearts and the lives. I managed to do that on command blocks, which is not really what I wanted to do. So I then had to go and look at trying to do a data pack, and I saw Legit Moose, something like that. I can't remember the exact name, but I think I'm right. And worked out how to make a data pack. That's why a certain series, which I'm not going to name here because I left it for certain reasons, which I'm also not going to name here, but that's why that series came around, and I've messed around with it, not much recently, but in the past I was messing around with data packs a lot. So that was interesting.
Yeah, besides data packs and using more for like multiplayer stuff, sorry, what would you use if you had a data pack for a single player? What would you make one for?
Ooh, that is an interesting question, which I have often asked myself. But, it would probably be for something like getting an ice, not an isolager, wrong one, a illusioner to spawn, because that would be really interesting in raids, and I believe you can do that through data packs. It's quite difficult, but I think it's possible. Whether that's also giving the illusioner a new structure, which I believe is also, you can do that through data packs, but apparently very difficult. That might not be the case, but to me it seems very difficult. So I stick with the things that I can do, and resource packs, to be honest. They're the easier ones. There's a video for every bit of resource pack out there.
Yeah, I think it would be a good challenge though if you were to try to get the illusioner to spawn in like any other raid mob.
Hmm, that would be quite cool. Now I've said that and you've asked me, I might have to have a go at it in the future now. I'll stick with the resource pack making for the moment, and then once I finish that, I will probably see if I can do something along the lines of that.
Yeah, that would be nice to see.
Yeah. Have you tried making any resource packs or data packs?
No, not really. I'm more into the modding community. But I do have a friend which does make data packs. I
Nice.
would have to like see what he does cuz he does know how to code pretty decently. So, I'll probably ask him about it sometime this week.
Yeah.
About like what he does. I'll probably update everyone next episode.
Nice, nice, nice. I'll be looking forward to that. Also, you said you're more into mods. I really like mods, but they have to be the right mods, if you know what I mean. Because some mods
Yes,
can
yes.
be, yeah, they're really cool, but do not fit into the game whatsoever or make a certain aspect of it ridiculously easy.
Yeah, I very much agree. I like mods that kind of change the game how it isn't, but it doesn't change it too much where it's a completely different game.
Yeah. Like, in the past, I've played quite a few mods, whether that's scary mods, which aren't massively scary, but they're fun to play with. Better Minecraft, I did that in the past, and that is an example of something being too easy. This was a good 2 years ago now. I had started a Better Minecraft world. This is on my main channel, but please don't go and watch it because, as I said, that was 2 years ago. And I came across, when I was doing some strip mining, this goblin, and it was a trader goblin, so essentially a wandering trader as a goblin, but it was ridiculously overpowered. It was asking, I think, 1 iron ore for 2 iron ingots, which didn't quite make sense because you were just duplicating it. And then another easy one was 1 emerald for a blaze rod or 1 emerald for a ender pearl. And it didn't take me long to get a full set of Eyes of Ender and then pop off to the end. So I didn't even have to go to the Nether, which, in my opinion, looking back on it, I do not enjoy that because that took an entire aspect of the game away just because of a small little goblin. And then I just didn't go to the nether, no ghasts, etc., etc.
Yeah, it's good to have good progression still with the mods. You don't want it to be too easy. It couldn't. I'm okay with it being maybe too hard because those mods like RL Craft are extremely popular just because of how hard they are.
Yeah, it gives that sort of new aspect of the game of, yeah, you're going to have to try a bit harder this time. In the past, I used to play on like easy mode, and even going up to the hard mode was, yeah, I'm going to have to try a bit harder here. But then going to something like that is insane.
Yeah, especially when for however long you play, it's peaceful or easy mode, and then you play normal or hard mode.
Yeah. And this was the problem I had with the mace at first. I don't have a problem anymore, but it was the fact I thought it was going to be way too easy to get, and it would be so overpowered it would just mess up your game. But it didn't, because they made it fairly hard to get with the whole ominous trial, etc., that sort of thing. And the fact that you have to go up several blocks to deal damage is something that you're not going to be doing in the middle of a PvP match. You can't just whip out your blocks, start building up, because either somebody's going to shoot you off, or they're also going to build up, and by that point it's just stalemate. But with the mace also, I can't really see a proper purpose for vanilla Minecraft just casually playing with it, because I'd rather just use a sword, unless it's on a warden, because that would be fun. But once again, that's fun and not really helping the movement of the game, because, well, you're not exactly supposed to kill wardens. And then the Ender Dragon, you could just take that out in one hit if you don't get hit by the wings, but it's still possible. What is your favourite mod, if I had to ask?
Right now, it's definitely the create mod.
Yeah,
I think I made that clear earlier.
yeah. You said you enjoyed that technical aspect of the game.
Yes, and I've also looked into more like Ray add-on mods. Like Steam and Rails is, I think, probably my favorite Cray add-on because I love trains very much. So it's just really nice to see more train features being added into the game.
Hmm. I haven't messed around with the create mod whatsoever, but now you've sort of talked about it, I'm kind of going, I should probably make an installation on CurseForge and go and have a quick look at it, and then I might get into it a bit more. And that could be a new series or just something for me to mess around with. So I will look at that in the future.
Yeah, it would be nice to see you do something like that in the future.
Now, my favourite mod. Well, I'm not sure. I really am not sure, but I kind of have a soft spot for From the Fog, whether that's the data pack or mod, because, well, it was the whole thing that Season 2 of Shroomcraft revolved around. And having that sense of, we've actually brought Hero Brian into the game, and he's watching you, following you, was quite cool in a way, because I'd sort of looked for Hero Brian stuff in the past, and it had all sort of been, they've taken it a bit too far. Like sheep possessed, cows possessed. It was just a tiny bit too far for my liking, because then they started attacking you, and it lost the mystery. Whereas From the Fog, you can change the settings to whatever you want. So having Herobrine prop up less is much better, because then you don't really get used to him. And he's kind of turns the corner, oh, and he's there. Or you dig down and you find a random tunnel, which I might be able to put a video of that on screen right now, if I can find it, on YouTube, by the
Yeah,
way.
it definitely immerses you into the experience more if what you're expecting is much more faithful to the original, and how Hero Brian is like a mysterious figure, and in the mod that you were just talking about, it definitely is mysterious, but in other mods, like you were saying, it wouldn't be that mysterious. It would be just scary for the sake of being scary, I would say.
Yeah, especially with From the Fog, you can also toggle the point if Herobrine appears when you light the shrine, which is the gold blocks in the netherrack. I put that on so I could do a cliffhanger or cold open for episode 1 of season 2. And it was spectacular because I just lit the shrine and then Herobrine appears in front of me, which was kind of scary because you just stood still and you've got him looking straight into you. But then later on, you've got him running away from you, creating tunnels, taking torches, anything, placing signs. That was also something that jump scared me at one point, which I don't think I got on camera, but I just turned around and a sign appeared out of nowhere.
Yeah, so it kind of shows how it's much better if it's subtle sometimes.
Yeah. And that was the original Herobrine, dug 2x2 tunnels and lurked in your world. It wasn't like, oh, I'm going to possess some sheep now and make them chase after you, or now you have to have a boss fight with me. It was that mystery surrounding him, which I really enjoy. Obviously, wasn't real in the game, but it all stems from somewhere. Like, I'm pretty sure Herobrine stemmed from white eyes, which stemmed from a texture glitch. So, it the fact that it comes from a texture glitch to what it is now is spectacular. That the community can evolve these ideas onto something that's, quite frankly, the legacy of Minecraft. Who mentions Minecraft and doesn't think Herobrine anymore? Like, it's stuck into people's heads for a decade, 15 years almost. And it's that really intrigues me, of how creative people can be and make up these things that people did believe, and it was just amazing.
Yeah, making a story out of it.
Yeah.
And didn't you do something like that in Shroomcraft Season 3? Because I do remember Hero Prime being there.
Yes, that was kind of a plot thread that didn't really go anywhere, because the idea was to have Herobrine pop up occasionally, and I'd sort of go, well, that's kind of scary. I'd locked him in the other world, and then me come face to face with Daisy, and she be sort of like slightly evil because Herobrine's remained in the system, but then I do something that calms everything down and Herobrine is gone for good. And I believe it also said that in the 1.21 on update, but it didn't in a few updates ago. But now it does. Removed Herobrine. So yeah,
Oh, they
gone.
finally re-added that.
I think they did. I mean, they used to do it on the old updates and then they stopped. And I think they started doing it again. Whether that was this update or last update, I can't quite remember.
Yeah, that's a nice thing that they did.
One time it's just going to be added Herobrine and we're just not going to notice because we're just going to read over it and say, oh, it says removed, but it doesn't, and it just says added. That would be spectacular to have him in the base
That would
game.
be really funny, especially if they say that, but then they don't actually add him, so you're just paranoid for the rest of your life.
Yeah, or they do the opposite, don't tell us and add him. Obviously, it won't take too long before somebody goes through the game files and finds him, but if they can hide it well enough, it should be able to keep it down for a few days, even a week, and have that mystery of Yeah, hang on. I didn't install any mods, and now I've got this random guy following me who resembles Herobrine. That would be interesting. And I feel like they should only do that on hard mode, just because, let's say, people who play peaceful don't really want the monsters and don't exactly want a random guy appearing every 5 minutes.
Yeah, that would be really funny. Although it does feel very modded for what Mojang does, but I mean, they have the mace, which already feels pretty modded compared to the rest of the game.
Yeah,
Like, it kind of, especially on release, it did not feel like base Minecraft at all.
no. I think that's because of the power that it held within it. It didn't feel balanced, but it is in a way. So it's a weird concept. It is very strange.
Yeah, very.
And as we've just been talking about Herobrine, I have to say the other creepypastas just don't work as well. I'm sorry, they don't work as well as Herobrine. You've got Entity 303. The story behind that was too extreme to believe. Then who else have you got? You've got Null. Null was pretty good. That was kind of the new
Yeah,
Herobrine.
Null was a really big good
And
one.
the fact that Herobrine was said to be scared of Null was something else. So Null worked. Giant Alex did not. Um, there were just those other ones that didn't really work because there wasn't really a good story behind it. Whereas with Herobrine, we don't really know for certain where it stemmed from, but we have an idea now.
I think especially with creepypastas, like kind of not that much creepypastas like Backrooms or SCP. They have plenty of mods for those in Minecraft, which some of them are definitely pretty good, I'll say, but the best ones are the ones that are very faithful to the original, like I was kind of talking about earlier with Herobrine being faithful. It's really good when it feels like it's the real stuff with good lore and other stuff like that.
Yeah. And I've said before that the mod that I like probably the most is from the fog. And I've tried to look for other mods for all the other creepypastas, so Giant Alex, Null, Entity 303, but I haven't found them. There haven't been any either good ones or ones that are up to date anymore. So you can tell they've sort of died off, but Herobrine has still stayed with us. And that is amazing. 15 years later, and he's still here.
Yeah, the best creepypasta probably ever made for Minecraft.
Hmm, definitely. It's that mystery, and you don't know what's going on, you don't know what's going to happen. It's perfect. Perfect. And yes, we have strayed a tiny bit too far away from mods, but it's what we're here for. We talk about anything and everything. So, going back to probably the mod thing, what is your favourite mod pack?
Mod pack. Ooh. I I'm strange. I don't usually do mod packs. I just add whatever mods I do find
Yeah, I get
and
you.
kind of make my own pack with it, you know?
Yeah. I mean, I've got a load of installations on CurseForge, which are just me chucking a load of mobs together. Mods, even, not mobs. Um, but yeah, let me just open up CurseForge so I can sort of tell you what I've got. I mean, you've obviously got Shrimpcraft 1, 2, and 3. You've got the Dalek mod. Is this going to work? I don't exactly know what that one was about. Finite Life, so that was a few mods there, I think. Or not many mods. The Horrors of Minecraft, I think. Yeah, I made that one. Don't think I've played it yet, but that would be interesting to look at. Robert's Curse. That is a very good mod pack. Probably the scariest because of the ambience around it, but it is beautiful. So I'd definitely recommend checking that one out. Better Minecraft, used to play that quite a bit, and I believe now Better Minecraft 3. I don't know whether there's a 4, but I've definitely got 3 installed. Don't think I played much on that. And blowing up Shroomcraft whenever I feel like it. Strange mod pack. I think that was for the finale of Season 1, where I just basically got a bunch of nukes and nuked everywhere. And Dread. I haven't played this one yet, but it looked good, so that's why I installed it. So I will be looking at that in the future, but that one's also supposed to be fairly scary. So I kind of like the scarier aspects of Minecraft as well. That's very interesting. I don't think I was like that, but there you go.
Yeah, I think we're both kind of into kind of horror aspects of the games, you know?
Yeah. Also, very good mod that I used to play, as I mentioned earlier, the Dalek mod. That was insane because it's a mod based off of the British TV show Doctor Who. It's now also on Disney Plus, so if you're in the US or anywhere else in the world, go and watch it. The new season has been absolutely fantastic, and I will be watching the final episode tonight, so just thought I'd pop that in there. But the Dalek mod, now, there used to be a 1.16 version, which had loads of stuff in, that had Daleks, Skaro. To people who don't watch Doctor Who, I'm just saying words now. But there was everything. And then 1. Hang on, I meant 1.12. Then 1.16 came around. And they had to recode the entire thing. There's still not as much in 1.16 as there was in 1.12, but there's a good amount. There was a update recently which added another planet, a boss, and a few other mobs. I believe that was update 69. And I remember when update 68 came out, that was quite good. Messed up a few things, but they got that sorted. Like, it started snowing in the TARDIS dimension. Once again, sorry for saying words, but if you want to go and watch it, just saying, you should go and watch it. But yeah, it was really fun to play on, and then I kind of pulled myself away from it. I don't really know why. I think it was to more focus on Shroomcraft and stuff like that, but in the future, I do see myself going back there, whether that's on a server or just by myself. So that would be nice to look at.
Yeah, I do kind of wait for updates for mods, especially what I said earlier with the create mod. Point 5 of create came out I think a few years ago at this point. Or maybe it was definitely over a year ago.
Yeah,
So I've been waiting for point 6 for quite a while now. But with 1.21 coming out, there's kind of a bigger weight with it since you have to kind of make it compatible with 1.21.
mm, yeah. Now, going back to the base game, I was gonna sort of like not go over any news or anything, but I feel like there is news, so I'm just gonna quickly search up if there has been any Minecraft news this week. I don't really believe there's been much, but let's have a look at the Mojang articles, or Mojang. Nope, nope, already talked about that. Nope. Block of the month is the Skulk Shrieker, if you wanted to know that. Minecraft for PlayStation 5. Let's have a look at this. So, we have some exciting news for our PlayStation 5 community. Today we're launching the first preview of native... Hang on, I've read that wrong. Today we're launching the first preview of a native version of Minecraft and for the Sony PlayStation 5, and we need your help to test it. So it's something to do with Minecraft and PlayStation 5, and there's a few bits
Yeah,
on
it's
there. I believe that was this week, 20th. Yes, that was only 2 days ago. Have you ever played Minecraft on PlayStation?
no. I don't have a PlayStation. I have an Xbox.
Yeah, neither do I. I have an Xbox, but I haven't used it for several years now. But yeah,
Yes,
PlayStations are
me neither.
just not my thing.
Yeah, I think it just works much better with if you're doing it on Java Edition, especially if you want to mod or use data packs or whatever, because Bedrock doesn't really have that compatibility. Besides, if you're going to look at the marketplace,
Yeah,
but that does cost like real life money. When in Java Edition, you can get like a whole bunch of mods for free.
yeah. And you can even make some your own if you want to. That's always the problem I've had with Bedrock is the money aspect. You play vanilla for free, and if you want anything else, most of the time you have to pay. There are a few there. There are a few free things out there. Bit of a mouthful, but there's not too many. Whereas with Java, most things are free. And if they're not free, that's not Mojang's decision. That is the person who made it. Whether that's on their website, please donate so and so you can get this mod, or whatever. And that's why I enjoy Java probably quite a bit more, because it's so versatile in what you can do and how you can play it. Whereas Bedrock, it is very much the you play vanilla Bedrock, otherwise you pay.
Yeah, but
And
even with those kind of advantages that Java has, you probably know that it already has. Let me kind of restart that. You probably already know that a third of all Minecraft players only play Java Edition, and a good portion of them actually play Bedrock Edition over Java. I think that's mostly because of accessibility.
because most
Because,
people or children are going to have consoles over a laptop or a computer to be able to play Java Edition. Like I know a few people, and the most of the people who I know play on Bedrock because they have a console and don't have either, whether that's a laptop or a PC that can hold Minecraft. So it's literally the case of, can it run on my piece of technology? And that's also limited down to computers and laptops.
also phones, too, because almost every single person has a phone nowadays.
Yeah,
So it makes, I think, at least for the App Store, it's $7, $8, I think, which is much cheaper than what you can get for Java Edition, which is just $30.
yeah. And I believe in pounds, that is £6. Let me just have a quick look. Minecraft. How much is it? What? Try.
Yeah,
Why is it £1.89?
I
That's
don't know.
nothing. Okay.
Yeah, maybe that's part of the reason because it's so affordable.
Yeah, not even £2. I mean, that's on Android, so I don't know about Apple, but wow, okay. I always thought that was around £6. Well, you learn something new every day.
Yeah, that's kind of insane.
Only £2 for Minecraft, which I believe in dollars is $3, $4, something like that. But yeah, wow, okay. That's aggressively cheap. Now,
Yeah,
ignoring that fact, yeah, that's the reason why most people play Bedrock, is because it's much cheaper. Much, much cheaper. Like, Java is. How much is it? Did you say again? Because I can't quite remember.
$30.
Yeah,
So
and
I'm thinking £25, maybe.
yeah, I feel like I bought it for 16, but then that was a good few years ago now. So, you know what? Why not search it up? How much is Java Edition Minecraft? Let's have a quick look on the page. Ah, right, they've got two offers here. You can get Minecraft for $15 at the moment because it's in the sale, which includes Java, Bedrock, and the launcher. Whereas the Deluxe Edition, now only $20, is Java Edition, Bedrock Edition, launcher, 1,600 Minecoins, 5 maps, 5 persona items, 3 emotes, 3 skin packs, and 1 texture pack. Normally 40 quid. Sorry, $40, which is quite steep, but there you go. And normal Minecraft, which is just Java and Bedrock, normally $30. So yes, you were right. And I got it for quite cheap, that means. I'm happy with myself.
Yeah. Considering it is a sale, is it because of 1.21? I'm
Yeah.
assuming it is.
Oh, no, it's not. It'll be because of the 15th anniversary, won't it?
Oh, yeah, that would make sense.
I think that's the pure
Because,
reason why those bundles were introduced with the deluxe and normal.
yeah, that would make sense.
Yeah, that works. Now,
Hmm.
Bedrock Edition. What's been your experience with it?
I haven't played much Bedrock Edition. The only other edition that I haven't played besides Java Edition is the Xbox One Edition, which I think it's only updated to 1.12 or sometime before that. It
Yeah,
because I remember it did not have the update aquatic, so and it also didn't have that many features compared to the main game because I do remember it still doesn't have the elytra, I'm pretty sure.
yeah. I mean, I started out on Xbox One Edition, as I said last time, and then I don't really know whether I stopped before it changed to just Bedrock or whether I stopped after that point. I think it was after because I remember 1.13 coming out. It wasn't a case of, oh, here's the update, it's called 1.13. It was, I log on to Minecraft and I'm like, oh, look, underwater zombie, here's a turtle, etc., etc. It was those sort of things that I knew they had added stuff to the game. And that's what I remember from playing on Bedrock Edition before I came to Java.
I think for like a very, very short period of time, I did play it on my phone
Now you've said
to see
that,
like the new updates. I think that was when I discovered the update aquatic and I just messed around there with a bunch of different like the different mobs that were added.
yes, now you've said that, that's reminded me. I used to have an iPad which now doesn't work whatsoever and is several years old. But when I was younger, I remember having a free version of Minecraft on it, which was Minecraft Pocket Edition. But it was a really early edition because it wasn't really survival. You had all the items in your inventory, and then you'd have like these 3 dots at the end of your hotbar. And if you clicked on those, then you'd get a GUI of all the other blocks and items in the game. So yeah, I can remember that, and I played on it. Well, I say recently, it was probably two. Actually, it was in COVID 4 years ago. Ouch. And I was just messing around with it because I thought, okay, this is kind of cool. It's been a while since I've looked at this. So I had a quick look at it and thought, yeah, I remember being on this and spending some time on it, but can't remember anything aside from that. I did also have another game. I believe it was called Eden, and it was basically a rip-off of Minecraft, to put it one way. There were different maps that you could go onto, and there were these really weird, like, monster things. One of them would just have one eye, the other would be blue and tall, one would be shaped like a triangle. And you could go into these maps and have a look around, break some stuff, blow it up. And I can remember there were slopes in the game. So not having stairs, but slopes. So imagine the stairs, but with a flat surface, which is really weird to think of now, considering the fact that, well, that would never be added into Minecraft. So yeah, rip-offs are weird.
Yeah, I've seen a few. They're definitely intriguing.
Yes, and I also downloaded one which had dinosaurs in, and I deleted that one for a certain reason, which I'm not going to say on the podcast because, well, it's not child friendly. So yeah, that was kind of a thing. It wasn't to the point of I can't say this whatsoever. Like, I could say it, but it was just kind of like, oh, okay, that probably shouldn't be in a children's game. Oh, that really probably shouldn't be in a children's game. So yeah, don't play Minecraft rip-offs, just buy Minecraft, whether that's Java or Bedrock. I will be nice to those two. But not Chromebook. Go away. I'm joking, come back, listen to the podcast if you play Chromebook, which not many people do. But yeah, weird concept having a Chromebook edition.
Yeah, and kind of speaking of that, like a few like probably last month, my friend somehow managed to get Minecraft running on the Chromebook, like actual version of Minecraft, which
Yeah, so
I don't remember how they did that.
was it Java edition, Bedrock edition, or hang on, Chromebook edition?
I don't remember. I That was a while ago.
Yeah, that's interesting because Chromebook edition came out last year, I think, and we kind of all went, "Oh, okay, that's a thing now." But then some people play on it, so cool, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, you do you.
Yep. Also, another thing with Bedrock was I went to have a look at a seed in Bedrock. I don't know why I just didn't do it in Java, but it was one of the first seeds I had, which was the entire story of why Daisy existed. And there was just one thing that really, really put me off, and that was the map texture. It's so subtly different, it's annoying. And I prefer the Java Edition one. Probably just because I've been playing Java Edition, but it's just not quite right, I feel. It's weird. But yes, I should stop picking on Bedrock Edition and say that we should be able to put coloured water in cauldrons in Java Edition. Like, why do Bedrock have that and we don't? That's kind of sad. But there you go.
Yeah,
I'm
that
not going
should
to
be
go
a
on a
cool
rant about
feature.
that.
That would be a cool feature.
I believe you can also dye leather in them as well, which
Yes.
makes sense. It makes so much sense to like dip it in and then pull it out and you've got dyed leather trousers or whatever.
I do remember with texture packs, I do remember them being in Xbox One edition.
Ooh.
Like I I couldn't name them off, but I do remember them, like, maybe 10, 12 of them.
Yeah, I don't remember any, probably because I didn't play with them, but that is interesting that you can sort of remember, different texture packs. We keep on seemingly straying away from the whole mods and texture packs theme, but as I said earlier, when we went on another tangent, it's fine. This is what we're here for. So, we've talked about mods, we've talked about texture packs, we've talked about what we've done, we've talked about mod packs, we've talked about data packs, everything. We've talked about Herobrine and the story behind that. Like, it's impressive how much you can get into an hour's worth of a podcast. Now, as always, it's coming to the end. The hour is almost up, but I must say, catch us on YouTube, YouTube Music, and Spotify now with the title Purely Vanilla. I will see you next time, and from both of us, good
Bye.